Okay, today we're going to be making the most moist and fluffy coconut sheet cake. It's packed with just the right amount of coconut flavor, it's rich yet light, and is topped with a creamy coconut cream cheese frosting. It's then finished with a sprinkle of shredded coconut that just adds such great texture to the cake. So to start off, you want to preheat your oven to 180°C or 350°F conventional, and lightly grease the bottom and sides of a 9 by 13 inch cake pan. And then you want to line the pan long ways with some parchment paper. Sometimes the shredded coconut in the batter can stick to the pan, so just to be safe, you just want to line the bottom just to make sure that your cake doesn't stick. Now you just want to pop your cake tin aside for now, and next we're going to sift together our dry ingredients. So I've got 280 grams or 2 1/4 cups of plain all-purpose flour, 30 grams or 1/4 cup of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, and half a teaspoon of salt. Give that a good mix with a whisk until it's well combined and set it aside for now. Now next, in a large bowl, you want to add in 113 grams or half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, 40 grams or 3 tablespoons of unflavoured vegetable oil, I use canola oil, and 332 grams or 1 2/3 cups of white granulated sugar. And then you just want to use a hand or stand mixer on a medium speed and cream that together for 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. Next, you want to add in 3 large room temperature eggs one at a time, mixing well in between each addition. It's super important that your eggs are at room temperature, otherwise they're not going to mix into the batter properly. Now once that's all mixed in well, then next you want to add in 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of coconut essence or extract, and 275 grams or 1 1/4 cups of canned coconut milk. And then you just want to mix that in until it's well combined. Now you just want to get any of the batter off of your attachments because the rest of the mixing we're going to be doing by hand. So to your wet ingredients, you want to add in your pre-sifted dry ingredients from earlier and fold that in with a spatula until just combined. You don't want to overmix, so only mix until you can't see any large lumps or streaks of unmixed flour. Now to finish off the batter, you want to add in 80 grams or 1 cup of dried and unsweetened shredded coconut. And you want to fold that in with a spatula until just combined. Again, do not overmix. Okay, so that is our batter all done. It has the most wonderful coconut smell to it. And now you just want to pour it into our pre-prepared cake tin from earlier. Now once all the batter is in, you just want to level out the top and then drop the cake tin lightly on the counter to remove any large air bubbles. And now this is going to go into the oven for 28 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean or with a few moist crumbs on it. So my cake is all done baking now. It's been cooling in the tin for about 20 minutes just to give it some time to firm up a little. And now I'm just running a knife along the long edge of the cake tin just to release the cake from the cake tin. And then I'm going to place my wire rack on top of my cake tin, hold my wire rack and cake tin together, and then flip my cake over. The cake smells so good. Now if you take a closer look at the cake, you can see just how incredibly soft this cake is. Now you just want to let the cake completely cool, and while it's cooling, we're going to go ahead and make a creamy coconut cream cheese frosting. So to a large bowl, you want to add in 113 grams or half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, and using a hand or stand mixer on a medium-high speed, you want to cream that together for about 2 minutes until it's light and fluffy. You might need to scrape down the bowl halfway through just to make sure everything's mixing evenly. Next, you want to add in 285 grams or 2 1/4 cups of powdered sugar in 3 batches while mixing on a low speed, making sure that each batch is mixed in well before adding in the next. Now to finish off, you want to add in 167 grams or 3/4 of a cup of cold cream cheese. You want to use a firm cream cheese, 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla, and and half a teaspoon of coconut essence or extract, and then just mix that in until it's well combined and smooth. Now you don't want to overmix, so just mix until there aren't any more lumps and the frosting looks nice and smooth. And that is my coconut cream cheese frosting all done. It is honestly so ridiculously good. So once the cake is done cooling, you want to turn it out onto your serving plate. So today I'm just using a large tray, and you want to place the tray or serving plate on top of the cake and then hold the wire rack and tray together and flip the cake over. Now you just want to put all of this coconut cream cheese frosting on the top and spread it out with an offset spatula, or the back of a tablespoon will do the trick as well. Now once all that coconut cream cheese frosting is nicely spread out, then to finish off you want to sprinkle on top of the cake 80 grams or 1 cup of dried and unsweetened shredded coconut. This just adds great additional texture and flavor to the cake. Now once all that shredded coconut is on the top of the cake, I like to just kind of, dab it down gently just so that it kind of sticks to the frosting. Okay, that is looking good, and that is basically my coconut sheet cake all done. This coconut sheet cake is honestly so incredibly soft and fluffy. It has a super tender crumb, and that coconut cream cheese frosting complements the cake so well. It's so good. This cake is just so incredibly fluffy and soft. I hope that I can get some really good photos so that you guys can see it through the camera. And that coconut cream cheese frosting just pairs perfectly with the cake. The cake isn't overly sweet, and so, that frosting just adds a nice touch of sweetness. So that is it for today, guys. If you do decide to give this coconut sheet cake a go and you happen to love it just as much as I do, then please do leave a review on my blog. It really helps my content out, and I absolutely love hearing from you guys. I'll see you in the next video.